Hello my friends, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter. And what I have for you today is another installment of the segment I call Weekend Watch. And like I said before, this is a segment that I started way back in 2018 when I launched my channel. And what it is a weekly segment where I give you guys some picks for home viewing, some new releases, some catalog titles. We can talk about some streaming options and also, when appropriate, things for the theater. Now, things are getting a little dicey here in New Jersey again. Our numbers are way up with the, whatever you want to call it, the funk. That shall not be named. Our numbers are on the rise again, so we are kind of backpedaling. We're back to masks indoors. I don't know what's going to happen with theaters, limitations, I don't know, but I myself am not going to a theater at any time right now, but I will give you some picks that I think if you're interested or if you're in an area that is not problematic, if you want to check out things in the theater. Otherwise, I'm just going to get right in. Oh, and before I forget, remember, tomorrow, the 29th, Thursday the 29th, is the giveaway day for the Paramount Presents copy of Almost Famous. So we're going to be doing this tomorrow. I think we're going to do, we're going to just do a live drawing, which would be fun. And if you missed the live, you can catch the replay. I will post a time when we decide, probably 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but I'll put it on the community tab. And also stay tuned to the end of the video because I have another giveaway item that I'm going to do next Thursday, August 5th. And for no other reason than to just say thank you and hang in there, and I want to do something nice to keep our spirits up, and this is something that I can do that I can give back to you guys for all that you give to me. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm just going to get into it with my first title, and it is the big release of this week, and it's the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital copy, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski in A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, I did watch this on streaming when it became available, but I will compare the streaming picture quality to the 4K when I get to that part of the review. Just some quick thoughts on this. I really did enjoy this. It is a PG-13 thriller / horror. I would say more thriller. And they kind of give us like a little, like a prequel beginning where we kind of see how the family ended up in the predicament we see them in Part 1. And then it flashes to present day where we find the family where we left them at the end of Part 1, which again, I'm not going to get into because I don't do spoilers, and in the off chance you haven't seen Part 1, I don't want to ruin it for you because you should definitely go back and watch Part 1. I thought this was really good. I thought it was a really solid sequel. I wasn't as anxious when I was watching this one. I think partly because we kind of know what to expect, but also I think when I watched Part 1, I watched it in a theater, and I think there was just such a wave of tension and anxiety. There wasn't a sound in the theater. It was probably the best theater experience I've ever had because no one wanted to make a sound because we were terrified. But this one, not so much. And like I said, it could be because we already knew what to expect, but I do think the theater experience of Part 1 lent itself to that heightened state of anxiety and awareness. But I thought this was really good the way they focus. What they do is they focus more on the journey ahead, and really they focus more where the first part focused on the adults trying to make a life for the family so that they can survive what is going on. And I thought in Part 2 they focused a lot more on the kids, the teenage age kids, and their involvement and how they help the parents kind of move the family forward and keep everything strong and do the things that they've been taught to do. So this was a really good mix of, the whole family dynamic and how everybody does their part to help the family survive. And it was really good. They had a lot of nice outdoor scenes. They did have a lot of scenes where they were down in like a bunker type thing. And there is where this 4K really shines because there's a lot of very dark scenes. And when I watched it on the streaming, it was a little muddy, a little hard to make out details and things like that. Where with the 4K, it was a lot more crisp. There was a lot more definition. You could see things better. They were clearer. It was a little bit brighter, so I could kind of make out what was going on better than I could on the streaming. Also, the outdoor shots, outdoor shots on 4K are always crisp and bright and colors look great. And I thought this looked fantastic on 4K. It was one of the better 4Ks I've seen in a long time. And as far as, I believe it's got a Dolby, it sounded like Dolby Atmos. I think it was a Dolby Atmos. Yes, it does have a, yes, it did have an Atmos track. It's Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. But my home theater was rocking. I mean, every speaker was going, and it was shaking the walls in parts. So if you're watching it on a home theater system, it's going to give it a workout. But yeah, I thought this was a really solid follow-up to part one. If you haven't seen part one, watch part one, follow it up with part two, and you're going to have a great double header. But yeah, if you're on the fence about picking this one up, I would say go for it. It's definitely worth adding to your home catalog of films. But really, really good stuff. And I'll show you the 4K real quick. It has the same artwork inside, and then it's very basic. It does come with a digital copy, but you just have a black disc for the 4K and a regular standard blue disc for the Blu-ray. And the 4K disc is just the movie, and then the special features are actually on the Blu-ray disc. We have exclusive director diaries with John Krasinski, plus behind the scenes, visual effects, sound design, and pulling back the curtain of A Quiet Place 2. So all those are on the Blu-ray disc. So if you're trying to future-proof and you don't have 4K capabilities yet, you can still get this because it has the Blu-ray, and you can see all the special features because they are on the Blu-ray disc. So, you know, either way, I would say this is the way to go. There is a Steelbook variant. I haven't seen it in person. It looked okay. I mean, I wasn't crazy about it, but there is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, which I'm sure is not necessarily exclusive. I'm sure you can find it at other places. But so there's this, and then there's the Steelbook. But Quiet Place 2, I definitely say go for it. And now this next one was actually a viewer recommendation from my last Weekend Watch segment, and they asked if I had this movie, and I said I did, and it was in the watch pile, and I moved it right up to the top, so thank you to the person who recommended it. It is a movie called Better Days. And this takes place in China. It is in Mandarin with English subtitles, but again, very easy to follow. The dialogue is enough that you can read, you can watch. It's not too hard to follow, but it's an excellent movie. And it's a Wellgo USA title, so it's readily available right on Amazon. You can pick it up. It's not that expensive. We have a young lady here who is high school age, and there is something that goes on in China, and I didn't know about it. I read a little bit about it. Every year, about 10 million high school students take this college exam. It's a 2-day exam, and this determines who is allowed to go on and get higher education after high school. And she is studying very hard for these exams because she comes from a single parent home. She's being raised by her mom, who is a single parent. Her mom struggles to make ends meet, but she's keeping a roof over her head, food on the table, and she works very, very hard. But this girl is bullied relentlessly at school. She's a very good student, but she is being bullied, and it is taking her mind out of her studying. And she is being picked on by the more well-off kids, the mean girls, that type of thing. And it really does a great job of showing the psychological, physical, emotional effects of bullying in school or any situation, and it's not good. So she's ready to throw in the towel when she meets this young man who is kind of like a street thug. He's like a low-level street criminal, you know, petty crimes and things like that. He's a little older than her, and he tells her, listen, I can offer you some protection. I can watch out for you so that you can just focus on your studying. And basically he's telling her, just make the world a better place, you know, for people like us. And what he does is he agrees to walk behind her far enough that no one will see him, but that she will know she's protected, and that's what he does. In the course of their travels, without giving anything away, they kind of get involved with an event that they have no business being involved with, and it takes them on a whole new path. And I don't want to get into it, but that's where this story takes us, and it's really, really good. This is a great movie. I don't want to give anything away. All I can say is just watch it. You won't be disappointed, and I love this from beginning to end. So for the person who recommended it to me and recommended I move it to the top of the watch pile, I just want to give a big thank you. And like I said, you can pick this right up on Amazon, and I think it's available to stream on Prime. So check it out. Look up Better Days on your streaming services if you don't want to buy it. But yeah, definitely give it a look. Now, this one that I picked, this is one of the catalog titles that I recommended in a past video for Weekend Watch, and one of you guys asked me if I would add these into the segments now so that you can see what you missed, and I'm happy to do it. This is an A24 film. It is called A Prayer Before Dawn. It's based on a true story. And what we have is a young man by the name of Billy Moore. He is an English boxer, and he's over in Thailand, and he's in these boxing competitions, and I guess it's Muay Thai boxing, and he gets picked up for a crime, and he is put into a Thai prison, and he is having one heck of a time. He is having a really, really rough time, as you can imagine. And what ends up happening is he gets invited, he has to prove himself, and he gets invited to join in the prison Muay Thai boxing competitions, because they have these competitions between all the prisons, and it gives him a better environment to live in. And it's really going to be, if he can continue to stay in the program and prove himself, it could be like the thing that saves him. So this is a really tough, hard-hitting, gritty, realistic look at life in a Thai prison. And in case you didn't know, this takes place in an actual Thai prison, and most of the actors are actual Thai prisoners. So this is a very authentic feeling, very tough, very gritty, very, I don't even know how to say it, but it is a tough movie. It's a gut punch of a movie, but it is fantastic. And if you're interested in things like this, if you like real life things, authentic feeling movies, you're gonna love this. So I would say definitely check out A Prayer Before Dawn, because I think it's just a fantastic movie. And between the boxing and then the prison life and the whole story put together, it makes for a really great time. So definitely check out A Prayer Before Dawn. And then this was a request. Someone asked me on the last haul video if I had picked this up or if I had gotten it for review. I thought I had talked about it with you guys, but I didn't, so I apologize. But it is the 4K Ultra HD and digital for the Indiana Jones 4-film collection. I did get this in for review, and I thought I talked about it, and I didn't. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it now. This is the regular packaging, not the steelbook. So it's just this. Mine got a little beat up in transit, so it's a little ripped there in the back. But it has a little map on the back. And then it's just a, it just slides out. And you have the... you have some nice art on the back. And then your discs are housed just like this. And then you have one disc that's a Blu-ray disc, but the Blu-ray disc is just special features. This collection is for people who are 4K ready. If you are not 4K ready, don't buy this, because you're not going to be able to watch it. You'll be able to watch the special features, but that's it. Then it comes with like a pamphlet that's got some information and maps and stuff about, you know, all the films. So what did I think of this? I think the films look great. I watched the first 3. I thought they all looked great. The transfers are good. I don't think they've ever looked better. I have a nice Blu-ray edition of this, and I thought that looked great until I put this in. This is so much brighter, so much more detailed. The grain is more evenly kind of smoothed out, if you will. But I thought this looked really good. The sound is really good. It's Indiana Jones, so it's full of action, and I'm really happy with it. I would say if you're a fan of it, I mean, people like to rank on the 4th one. I think it's worth a pickup. I don't know if you want to go the steelbook route. The steelbooks kind of didn't grab my attention. I'm fine with this release, you know, just the right standard packaging, which I think is still available on Best Buy. But yeah, I would say this is a go. I was very happy with how everything looked. It really brightened everything up. You have great detail. You could see every hair on everybody's head, every pore, little beard hairs, things like that. Everything looked great. The colors were more true to what they should be, more natural looking. And like I said, the sound mixing is great. Everything sounds great and looks great. And I was very happy with the bump in quality for both picture and sound. So if you're a fan of Indiana Jones and you want to jump in and get this one, I would say go for it. As far as I hear they're making a 5th one, I haven't seen anything talked about, like where they're at with it. I don't know if they're going to reissue a set with all 5 films. I can't guarantee that that's going to happen, so I don't know if you want to sleep on this one, because you can always pick up, if they do a 5th one and it comes out on its own, you can always do a standalone pickup, because I'm sure they'll do a 4K for that one. But that's my quick 2-minute thoughts on the Indiana Jones 4K collection. I think it's definitely worth a pickup. So that's what I have with that one, and I'm sorry that I forgot to show you guys that in the haul video. Now, as far as streaming, I actually watched The Devil Made Me Do It, The Conjuring 3, and now take my opinion with a grain of salt because I am admittedly a Conjuring fangirl, so maybe I go a little easier on the franchise than I should, but I love the first two. The rest of them are kind of hit or miss for me, but I still watch them, I still buy them, I still enjoy them for what they are. Well, how did I feel about The Devil Made Me Do It? I thought it was really good. I thought it was better than it was going to be. It's definitely better than Spiral from the Book of Saw. I thought it was scary enough. I thought the story was decent. I liked that we had Ed and Lorraine Warren back in it. I liked that they were central figures in the story because it's been a long time since they were featured in the movie and not just making appearances. So I really like the return of the Warrens in the main story. Is it something that hasn't been done before? No, it's not like it's a new thing, but I thought it was really good. And, you know, it's about possession and things like that. And when I read about that, it was kind of, as they all are, loosely based on real cases or whatever. It was pretty interesting that a person really tried to use demonic possession as a real defense in a murder case. And I found that fascinating that that would actually be something that would be presented. So I don't know how much of this is legit, how much is just made up or somebody's crazy. I don't know. But, you know, I enjoyed it for what it was. I've also been watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. I'm a little behind. I know I'm late to the party on that one, but that's getting a physical release very soon. I got a notification from Paramount, so we're going to be talking more about that. If you like the Haunting of Hill House, you'll love Bly Manor. It's really, really good. And it has some of the same people in it, just they're playing different actors. I've also started to catch up on American Horror Story. I think it's season 9, the 1984 one. I'm kind of on the fence with that one. Not really sure about that one. But there's a lot of streaming options. I don't know, you know, depending on what streaming services you have. I did watch the Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It. I watched it on Amazon Prime, so I did rent it. It was, I think, $19 or, no, $19.99, so it was $20. But I didn't want to wait for it. It's coming out the end of August. I didn't realize that when I ordered it, but still, I'm glad I saw it. So, like I said, take my thoughts with a grain of salt when it comes to that one. What else? What else did I want to tell you guys? I think that's it. I haven't been watching a lot of streaming. I've been watching a lot of Criterions, a lot of catalog titles, and things that come in for review. As far as the theaters, the only thing that I really saw that looked like it grabbed my attention was maybe Stillwater with Matt Damon that's coming out. I think that would be the one that people would go see this week. I don't know how good it is. I know there's Roadrunner that came out last week with, it's a documentary about Anthony Bourdain, the life of Anthony Bourdain. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Some people were not real happy with the way, considering the way his life ended, how it was portrayed. So I don't know about that one, but if I was going to go to the movies, that would probably be the one that I would see. And then you have all the other ones that are still out there that have been out there for a few weeks. So, you know, pick what you will. You know, whatever catches your attention as far as theaters. I'm not as up on the theaters because I'm not going. So if you want to go, that would be, those are the things that are out there now. Also, I wanted to mention, somebody asked me if I had any information on what's coming up for the Black Friday sales. I don't have any of that yet. I don't think anyone has it. But if you haven't already, and I know most people have, but if you haven't already, get yourself acquainted with a site called Blu-ray.com. Because what they do is each week, they take all the months. I think they're starting to do their October list. They do the whole month, every release. New releases always come out on Tuesday. They have every week broken down. You can see every new release that's coming out. So you can plan what you want to buy for the next 2 or 3 months. You'll see boutique titles. You'll see big studio releases. You'll see special editions like steelbooks and whatnot. You can pick out everything you want to grab for each week, and whether you're going to order it online or go out shopping, that's a great way to organize yourself. Also, Hamilton Book has just put out a whole bunch of new releases. They update their stuff like once a month, and I just got an email from them. I got a whole bunch of stuff coming from them. They've got some great things on their site, so check out Hamilton Book as always. And now I'm going to grab the giveaway item and we're going to wrap this one up. But what you do want to know is what's the next giveaway item. And as luck would have it, I never got this for review, so I had gone out and bought my own copy because the review copy never came. And lo and behold, it showed up yesterday. And it is another Paramount Presents title, and it is the first time to Blu-ray for Faye Dunaway in Mommy Dearest. Yes, we have a brand new sealed copy, Blu-ray copy of Mommy Dearest on Blu-ray for the first time. So this is the giveaway item. This will be on next week, August 5th. That's Thursday, August 5th. We'll be giving away one copy of Mommy Dearest on Blu-ray. And it's really cool. It has this great original poster art on the inside. It comes in a nice clear case. They have numbered spines. They have the date that the movie was released. They have some special features. They have filmmakers focus, biography. They have a biography with the filmmakers. They have new commentary. They have commentary by John Waters, who you know from movies like Serial Mom. They have the revival of Joan, Life with Joan, Joan Lives On, photo gallery, and theatrical trailer. So you have a few bonus features that you didn't have before, and one person is going to grab this. So all you have to do, it's very simple. As always, you just have to be subscribed to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment, and let me know that you want to be in for the giveaway for Mommy Dearest. That's it. So that's going to do it for today. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you found it helpful. I always enjoy doing these kinds of videos. They're a lot of fun for me. So if you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me some comments, recommendations, suggestions. You know I love your recommendations. And like I said, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I upload again, which is going to be tomorrow because we're going to pick the winner of Almost Famous. And then I put the video schedule up on the community tab. So there's a collection video Saturday. That'll be the third installment of my Criterion collection. And then Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going live with my friend Movie Buff Beth, who you probably all know from Instagram. But that's going to do it for me today. I have 4 very hungry puppies upstairs, including Baby Pickle, who's very demanding about her food. So I'm going to get out of here today, and I will see you again tomorrow. So for now, that's a wrap.